got this Lumina APV. Hood still ain't up. I'm gonna see if I get that hood up. That way I can practice on removing the belt and also the alternator before I do it on mine. So that wire was connected here, as you can see, right there. And it is now disconnected. So we're going to remove those bolts and see if we can't get at that wire. Those bolts there. And give it a tug and see if that'll pop that out. I'm gonna snip behind it. I'm hoping that wire is still in there, and then shoot straight back somehow. Because if I can grab a hold of it, I should be able to pull it. That's that wire. Oh, it don't seem like it's attached to anything though. It's loose. It's nobody's business. I'll try to grab a hold of it. Got it. So this is gonna be like a treasure. This should be untouched because I've been at this a couple times. Ain't nobody know how to do what I just did. Get it open. Might take two hands. I'll get it open. So I got it popped now. It wasn't popped before, so I just gotta get that up. It's 100% identical to mine. I'm gonna take the alternator just to take it because nobody has one in stock, and maybe that's good. To loosen the belt, you take this, you put it down in here. I'll show you. Again, I'm not a mechanic, guys. I'm learning on YouTube, just like you guys are. Right there. You're gonna put it right there. And you got go the other way, which on mine it loosened up pretty easy. So I might need a pry bar or something. But you push that way, that should loosen this. I don't have a pry bar, but I found that just laying there. I just hammered that in there. That should work. That should give me enough leverage. See that worked. You can see I'm going up on it. That thing's moving. See it moving? That belt should be super loose. Yeah, actually, you can see it's loose right there, how loose it is. So we get that belt off. I'm actually gonna take the belt because the belt that's on mine is terrible. There are brand new belts available at AutoZone. They're not that expensive. But again, there's a learning experience for me. The belt to come off. This probably got to come off, which is probably gonna be here. And maybe that. I don't know. Mine doesn't have this on it, and that's a nice display to show you how the belts ran. It came out the side there. 3/8, and that's what it looks like. Definitely got to get those two off. It should be simple to do. Might have to remove that plug up there. Unfortunately, I don't have an adapter to go smaller on these for sockets, but when there's a will, there's a way. Just like with this pry bar, that pry bar was clutch. To loosen it, again, you can see that's what loosens it. Once we get that off and the one in there, we should be able to take that, which I'm gonna take that. Maybe I'll install that on mine. Maybe it's supposed to be on mine. And then we'll get the belt off and we'll see about getting that alternator off and go from there. See what you're unthreading. And there's a long post. It's attached there. You gotta get this off of it, just like that. And then this should come up once again. There's another one under there. We get that off. Definitely gonna have to remove that out of the way. Just get this off, and again, that's the same size as this, and to verify that, you can see that's the long nut I pulled off of it, and that's actually what we're unthreading. Again, if I could do this, guys, you could do it. You can see I didn't have a pry bar. Boom, that'll loosen that belt for you. Definitely need a pry bar on this. Mine, I didn't need a pry bar because I already tested it at home. I just had to put the socket on it and give it tension, but this one needed a pry bar. Didn't have a pry bar. Looked around in the yard. I hammered this onto that. Good. This one, on the other hand, was a little bit different than the other one. The whole stud came out with that hole. I don't know if it's supposed to, or if it's that old and just broke off or whatever. But we'll hold on to it. Now this, boom, just like that. Should be able to get the belt off fairly easily. Almost got the belt off, and it is. This is a much better belt than what's on mine. There's no tearing. There's no fraying or anything. It's a good belt. So I'll probably just install that on mine after I fully inspect it. Getting my ratchet off is gonna be a mild problem, but I think putting a flathead down there and give it a couple taps with the hammer, it should come out, I think. You take the belt off of a Lumina APV, Oldsmobile Silhouette, Pontiac Transport, and looking at these teeth, this looks like this is a brand new belt. Obviously age, but as far as wear goes, there's like no wear on it. So maybe this was installed before whatever happened to this vehicle quit. Next, we are going to try to remove the alternator, which should be that bolt. I believe there's a bolt over here that I can't see that maybe the camera's picking up. And then on the sides too, I think. This hatch won't open. I bet it's open. I can hear it. I can hear it. I'll get this hatch is open. Mine, same thing. I gotta stick something in it and turn it, and it'll pop open. See, full set of seats in there. And these supposedly come out pretty easy just by grabbing underneath here. The advertisement shows a woman detaching them just by simply grabbing this. See this? And they should lift up or something. There. Bam. And then it'll come up just like that, and you can pull it out. It shows her lifting it over her head. So I mean, if I wanted to change the interior color of mine to these, which these look like in decent shape to that cloth, mine's burgundy, so we ain't going that route. I ain't salvaging all this. I actually don't need nothing from the back. Tail lights. These tail lights are super clean though. Super clean though. Might be worth grabbing. I don't know what all I'm gonna grab right now. I want to see about that alternator, more or less just to practice. That way I have confidence when I put one in. I'm gonna get the alternator off because I don't have an adapter for a ratchet, and I think I'm definitely gonna need one. But right there was this boot over top of this, just to show you guys. This rubber boot that was over top of that. That is gonna be your connection to your positive, to your vehicle, so it can charge. And I assume that back one, it probably self-grounds. I'll work at this a little bit more, see if I can't get it off, because I am here. But again, I don't have the mini adapter for my sockets. That way I can get leverage on it. I was slipping my 3/8. That bolt would not budge. Another 3/8 from a little bit better toolkit. And none of them wrenches will fit on there. Stupid wrench set, man. I gotta get another set of wrenches. But this ain't fitting on there, so maybe that one that flared out was flared out a little bit. Maybe we'll see if we get another size on it. I'd like to get that off. Two seem to fit on it. I got the adapter like that. I got that, and it seems to be working. So we might actually get it from. It's sliding on that back one. I don't know if maybe it's because it's worn down a little bit. I'll try to get something snugger on it. I'd like to get that off. We close. Windmills seem to fit on there real nice. Let's see if we get it off. Show you the struggle is real. I got it, but this is how I got to get it out, because I don't have an adapter for my socket, and that's actually how I broke it. I actually put this on it like this, and then I gave it heck, and it came. I'm gonna go to get it on there. Again, there's a will, there's a way. I could have quit long ago, because I didn't have the extension for my socket. But I think we're gonna get this off, especially if this is the last joint. Minus that power wire. Let's see what happens here. Appreciate the video. I'm J Drone. I'm not a mechanic. If I could do this stuff, you could do this stuff. Again, to get the hood open, all you gotta do is access the little wire in here. If it's broken, all you gotta do is get at it, strip it, get on something, and pull it hard. It'll pop. I then had issues actually lifting the hood. This thing's bent all out of whack. I just had to jimmy it a little bit and get that hook off of this bottom piece here that I was able to get open. You saw how we opened up the back hatch. Yam something flat in there, twist it. And again, to reiterate on this, that long piece right down in there. Focus. Focus. You could do better than that. I'm gonna try to get it to focus. That piece down in there, which it's not focusing in on. It's trying. Right in there, you stick your ratchet on, and that'll loosen everything if you push it towards the glass, and then you can get your belt off. We got 1, 2. I took that wire off there, and we're held up. She's solid, man. And I think it's because what's back here, I think right there, I think somebody stripped the head on it, and there ain't no way I'm able to get it off though. That's okay, guys. Again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit the subscribe button. This will work for Lumina, APV, Pontiac Transport, and Oldsmobile Silhouette. And unfortunately, somebody probably got to the car before me and got mad and gave it a little whack-roo because they couldn't get in it. Your boy got in it though. Your boy got in it. I just popped that glass up. I popped that glass up, shimmied it out, and I put it in the back. Glass is in the back. I didn't even ruin it. Hit the subscribe button. This is my Oldsmobile Silhouette. You can see my belt. My belt is frayed in multiple places. Belt I just got, definitely gonna be better than the one that's on here. And again, we have one bolt over there. Not able to see over here. There's gotta be another bolt that I was missing. Right there again. I don't know if I can focus in on that. Maybe, I don't know. My alternator actually don't look that old, but who knows? That'll be the first diagnosis to see if that's the issue, because it is losing power after I fully charge a battery. Right now, I actually have solar on it. We're sitting at 12.5 volts. That's just maintaining the battery. I do fully charge it with the battery charger and whatnot. And again, it'll stay running for about 5 to 10 minutes, but then it shuts off. It's not overheating. I can tell on the voltage gauge, it's just losing volts. It's got to be that alternator. But all right, guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. This video will help you with an Oldsmobile, much like this, a Silhouette, a Lumina APV, like we showed you in the yard, and a Pontiac Transport, which was Pontiac's make of this. And as you can see, this joint was frayed, super frayed, especially getting down in there. And even the teeth on it don't look so good, and they look dry rotted. This joint, however, that looks good. Like, that looks like a way better belt, especially the teeth on it versus those. So we'll get this belt is on, and it goes top there, under, and over, and over, and it slides in between your tensioner, goes back up per diagram, which I kept the diagram. And this I could put on there. I don't see any real reason to have it on there. The belt's not loose. It's not going to be flapping or slapping anywhere. So I think we'll be all right with it off. I will hold on to this stuff. That way I have time. Bolts are holding, so maybe it ain't the alternator. Maybe it's just a bad battery. Obviously, brake lights on, because we do have one bad brake. Gas lights have always been on. Gated jar, if I go slam that, it'll go off. Lights on. Voltage seems to be holding. It actually might, I don't know, maybe dropping a little. I'm gonna go ahead and fully charge this battery overnight and see how she does. It's not going down drastically. Like, it's actually sitting there. There, brakes just went. So I did a little remedy to stop the leaks. That way I have brakes. So gated jar, if I could just get that to go out, we'd be good, I think. I mean, as far as the dash lights go. But let me go ahead and shut this off. I'm going to see if I can't get that gated jar to shut off. We got some junk in the trunk. Couple pictures and whatnot, but I think if I slam this hard enough, wherever the sensor is, I think it'll latch. We'll see. And again, same thing with the junkyard. I had to stick that in there, just get it to pop. Mine work, unlike the ones at the junkyard. That's a clean dash right there. Again, this one's always been lit, but the gas gauge does work, so I know we good. I don't know why that's lit, what I'd have to do to get rid of that, but we have no check engine lights. We have no sensor lights. We have no brake lights. I was gonna let this thing go for $500 today, but people want to play around, so I just keep it. I just fix it. I keep it. Climate control thing. 2 of the buttons are open. Not open, but they ain't got nothing on them, so you can see. But I have a brand new one of them. I got a brand new one of them.